Hi all, welcome to Edupoly. In this tutorial, we are going to discuss about HTML. So HTML is very simple. In the very first few moments, I just want to discuss about what is website and what is web page. So generally, if you see mozilla.org or Edupoly, whatever you are able to see here, this is a web page. And if you go to the inspect or view page source on the right click, you can open on the right click and you can see view page source. This is a collection of HTML elements. So basically, any web page is a combination of these kind of elements. So we just need to know what are the different elements we have in the HTML. And by using those elements, what kind of web pages we can create, what level of web pages we can create, and how to use them. Along with that, we should know what is element, what is attribute, what is property, these kind of things. For example, just I want to tell you, so this body, body, this is an element. App root is an element. Script is an element. And here, this body, like the writing like this, is called as starting element, the starting tag or open tag. And we'll have a corresponding closing tag. This is called closing tag. In between, we have written some code over there. And like the same here also, you have some elements which doesn't have closing tag. We have only one open tag. And there is a tag here called title, which will provide you an option to produce some content on the title. So whatever I have written here, you can see on my Edupoly web page, on Edupoly website, you can see this title on the top. Okay, let me open up those all things. So you can see, for example, on the right click, inspect. Yeah, you can see here, whatever. Okay. Calm down. On the right click, you can have view page source. In that, whatever I have given in the title, that is coming as here, right? You can see Edupoly, Angular, React, JS, front end, back end, full stack development. So this is basically title is to display some content in the title of your web page, this part of the web page. So this is a web page, right? So once you understood about what is a web page, we should know what is website. So website is a collection of web pages. Generally, we will have more than one page in a website. For example, any web, crickinfo.com. In that particular website, that is website, right? So multiple web pages are available in the website. So one web page and another web page will be interacting with link clicks. The navigation will happen with the link clicks. So this is the basic understanding of web page and website. Basically, we use web browsers to show the web pages. And these web pages, obviously, if you open edupoly.com in your computer browser, that edupoly.com website, whatever the content, images, headings, all those things may not be not available on your computer, right? They are coming from somewhere. That somewhere is nothing but web server. So there is a centralized server, centralized computer. From that computer, we are getting that websites. The code is coming all the way from the web server. So web servers basically host or maintain this kind of web pages in a centralized place. And our browsers will send a request to those web servers for the web pages. So web servers receive the request from browsers and servers will send the web pages to the respective browser. This doesn't mean I am requesting gmail.com and somebody else in my office will get the web server, that page. No. Suppose I am chatting with one person in my office and the responses are going to somebody else. No. That kind of things are not happen. From where you initiate the request, the same place you get the response. So this kind of security or this kind of strictness, okay, will be maintained by internet and HTTP. This HTTP is the protocol which is responsible for maintaining your HTML pages, that means web pages in the web servers. And it is responsible for creating the request from browser to the server. So we had to send the request to the server, right? So the creation of the request will be done by HTTP. So HTTP is a protocol which is basically sending the request from browsers to servers. And the HTTP is the protocol which is responsible to create the response. And that is coming, that means that HTTP will send that response from server to the browser. So I have given complete detailed examples and explanation about these all points. So those people who really want to learn in depth about all these aspects, please go through these all links and learn things. So how website works, just now I mentioned all those things. So definitely after knowing about what is a web page and what is a web browser and what is web server, we should come to how to create website. So as I just told you, website is a collection of HTML elements. So by knowing HTML language, we can create websites. Okay. In fact, web pages ultimately. So how to create a website? What do I need to write the code? For example, this kind of code, you need a editor. Yes, obviously you can make use of Notepad plus plus, no doubt in it. Yes, you can copy this code and paste it here. Oh, copy, paste. And then you have to click on the file and save as this file. So the save as file, basically, you have to save this file as HTML document. So how to save that as HTML document? I have 2, 3 different options for you. One is in that window, whatever, once you click on save as, in that window, you will have an option called all files. Select that. And in the file name, you type something like first page dot, yes, dot HTML extension must be provided. So once you click on the save, it will be saved on the browser on the desktop or wherever you are trying to save. Let me save it once again. All file first page dot HTML, and you have to select where you want to save this. Let me save it on the desktop. I've just saved it. So if I open the desktop, you can see a particular file called first page. When I click on it, the website will come on your browser. Okay, this is okay, but it is not the actual thing what I wanted. Let me double click on it. Okay, but here, these all things are not just coming like what you have shown over here. There is no home with the background color. Do you agree with me? There is no background color. There is no different font size. There is no image. All these things are missing, right? Yes, definitely. So these links, all the images, they have to be given with the proper way. And the styling, this is called styling. This kind of styles will come by applying the style sheets or style attributes. So everyone should know how to write this kind of code as well as how to apply the styles to this to the HTML so that that can display in a better way. So you have to use an editor like this, Notepad, okay, and you have to write code like this. So now I close this and I'll open the edit Notepad once again, NOT Notepad, and here I can write the content. For example, welcome to HTML world. Okay. So here, whatever you wrote, that is okay. But saving this file as save as, you have to click as save as, and then there is one more option that is called as even if there is text document with .txt, still you can do in another way, that is keep the double quotes in between the double quotes or single quotes, whatever, but quotes. You have to write the complete extension, that is second page .html. So, oh, again, I have saved it on the second page .html, but I had to save it within the double quotes. Okay, I had to put it in the double quotes. Save it on the desktop with the double quotes, second page .html, and save. Please ensure you are using dot, not comma. Many people struggled in this. So by saving like this, yes, it will create, okay, another page called second page.html with the content called welcome to HTML world. That is okay, no problem. But what is the big advantage of this by doing this? Because no txt extension will be attached to the second page. For example, now I just wrote second page without double quotes and without .html. Then what will happen? Okay, let me do one thing. Second, instead of second page, I'll use A, B, C, D. Save. So if you see A, B, C, D, because I have not given .html extension, it has come like a notepad file. It is not coming like a web page. You should understand this. So while you are saving it, you should take care of it like abcd.html. Suppose even if I have given .html, still there is a possibility of the file created as .html extension. Now it did not, no doubt, no problem at all. But in some computers, I'll open the same file with notepad again, open with, choose another app, notepad. Huh. So sometimes, okay, ABCD, it is coming as ABCD, okay. But sometimes it will be like abcd.html.txt. So to avoid all that nonsense, do one thing, abcd in the double quotes, abcd.html. Don't miss the ending double quotes. Double quotes, file name, dot, file extension. Here it is HTML and closing double quotes. Then it will be perfectly created. Now it created xyz.html. This is how you have to create the file. Okay. But the problem with Notepad is it it doesn't provide any help for us. While we are writing the code, you need to know there are multiple ways of creating the HTML pages. We need a proper editor to write the code. We need a proper editor. We need a proper software to write the code. Such kind of editors are called as integrated development environment. That is called IDE. So just I'll close this. Okay, I'll go to the browser and I'll just type it. Okay, here top 5 IDE for web development. So if you see, there are so many IDEs here: Visual Studio Code, First one is Visual Studio Code, PyCharm, Brackets, Atom, Komodo Edit, NetBeans, JetBrains, something. So don't use NetBeans. You will close your web development career as immediately as possible. Okay. The easiest way is to use Visual Studio Code. So how to use Visual Studio Code? The best part is just type VS Code download for Windows and click on download Visual Studio Code, Mac, Linux, all these things here, Windows. Check your processor bit. Most of the time it will be 64-bit. Okay. So click on download Windows and it starts downloading. Once it is downloaded, try to show it in the folder. Click on, okay, no. Show in the folder. Okay, okay, here you will find out the symbol and double click on it. I accept the agreement. Next, install. Once it is installed, you need not to worry about what kind of environment you are using. Okay, so most of the learning will be through Visual Studio Code only. So that will be better for you. Okay. Even my tutorials, maximum we will be using this Visual Studio Code so that it will be easy for you. So once it is finished, you can able to see this kind of environment. Okay. So here creating the files and all are easy. So whenever you want to create any file or create any program, you just go to open folder somewhere in your PC, somewhere in your computer. I'll try to load in the D folder. Here in the D directory drive, in fact, I'll create a new folder called my practice. So I'll select this folder. So my practice will be there. Just trust this and it's done. Second thing, for all the practices, you can in the my practice, you can write down simple files. So for that, you have to click here, plus symbol. Here you just mention it as my page.html. First, you have to create the file name. Then on the right side, it will open it like this. And here you have to write the file name. Okay. So here I am writing HTML and press the tab. Press the tab so that it can HTML and H1. H1. Okay, so okay, fine. Even I don't need anything because you don't know what is HTML and all. Because if you see HTML and tab, you can see something like open tag and close tag is automatically coming out of, created by the Visual Studio Code only. So this kind of help is provided by Visual Studio Code. That is the advantage of Visual Studio Code. That is only one advantage I'm talking about, but that's up to you. So here you can write down as many as much as possible. Hello world. And save this file. Okay. After saving the file, how do I see the output? First of all, you can explore to this folder. Actually, I have saved it in the D drive, right? In the D drive, my practice is the folder name, and I would like to open with the Chrome. So you can see my page.html output on the Chrome. So right here, and okay, every time, for example, now instead of hello world, you would like to write hello Edupoly. Okay, what I should do, sir, after this, I want to change the content and I want to see the output. First, save it by pressing Ctrl S or click on the file and save, whatever the way you are looking for. Save it. Once it is saved, okay, go back to the browser and refresh, because the same page is already opened on the browser. You just refresh this page. Now you can see the output as hello Edupoly. So in this way, you can create a file and you can open the file and you can see the output. Okay. And there is one more way, that is okay. We'll go with this in the starting. We'll continue like this. Okay. Thank you.